we can tentatively approve it. And make some, not invoice until we know for sure, but tentatively approve it and make some calls and figure things out.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it is good to, like you said, put some pressure on the league.
It's just so tough because nobody really has firm schedules yet, and
So do we
nobody
want to
really-
approve the April
It's
dates?
so fluid. It's so
Yeah, it
hard
makes
to
sense to approve. Or
predict.
are you saying the April dates are double booked too? Like, what are the hours that, LMS is there?
2:30 to 5.
And so then they're gone.
That's
They'd be
Yeah.
good.
And then what's,
So this
what's from,
starts at
what's after
5.
5 o'clock?
Yes, it would be good.
What's after 5 o'clock on Thursdays?
Softball
In the
4 to
beginning of
8.
April, but softball will not have started that soon.
CHS, but CHS would only have one field,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
CHS
And
would have the
then-
first one.
We know we know rec won't have that yet, so we can, yeah, so I say we approve April
Yeah.
and then put some pressure on rec to
And they can
solve it
use
and
one of the other two fields.
go from there,
Right.
right?
I'm comfortable with that.
Cause then
Alright.
all we're billing is 4 weeks or whatever it is, 3 weeks, and
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to approve the April dates of the 12U Plex softball
I'll second.
class.
Second it.
To the 24th, right?
We had all the discussion before.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, no, yeah, so we're going the 10th
through
to
the
April
24th.
24th?
Yep.
And then the rest would be pending.
Chris, are you gonna reach out to Amber, or do you want me to?
Only, so you
Yeah.
don't count to July, okay.
Correct. Yeah. April only for now, and then we can revisit.
So April only.
All right, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, abstained, passes 7-0. I'll contact April about that. So the next one is the Plex 16U team. Request is for Sundays, starting April 6th to June 8th, 10 AM to 1 PM, specifically Field 1, their COI NFR. So Sundays, I don't believe rec uses, I think their games are on Saturdays, historically, so I think Sundays it's probably open. What does the calendar show?
Softball has it from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. on Sundays.
I don't believe they use it on Sundays.
I think I asked that question last time we were here. And it's never been a big Sundays, unless there's a tournament, usually it's open. But
And Wednesdays, 6/11, so that's June.
now, Mike had said at the last meeting, he was here, right? And he planned on
Different point.
Wednesday nights not being available, is that what he
Correct.
said?
Yeah, Wednesday nights. the fields
Wednesday,
should
he
be-
is the popular night, and he thought all three fields would be taken on Wednesday
That's what he
nights.
said, because last year they had all 3 fields in use, and he
Yeah.
said that the same teams are gonna want the same night, so.
Do they go through June? 'Cause it starts up at 6/11 for Wednesdays.
Again, we don't have their schedule,
Yeah.
so I'm really not sure.
Would the request out through?
I think we should table that one until we can vote on, section 1 of their request, and we'll table the second part until, like the.
Schedule, because
the
Mike
end of
had
May
said
meeting or something.
Wednesdays were gonna be,
It's,
I mean, the first one Sunday, starting 4-6. Softball won't be started yet either.
it's going into July
Yes, yeah, so they did all.
and August.
So I think we can, why don't we do that thing, table the
Second request.
second request, yeah, and pending the, they'll just have scheduled.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the Plex 16U request to use Roy Memorial Park Field 1 for practices on Sundays, 4/6.
And And I'll second.
And that's again pending LGSL schedule.
Pending LGSL schedule.
So how long do they have to, how long would we have, how long does LGSL have to make a decision if they want to start on 4/6?
Well, I
Well,
think
they
they
won't
just
have
have to be able to
started yet.
work out, because they're not gonna be on the field all day on Sundays. They're gonna have to work together and figure out when they can each use the field.
And LGSL won't have started on 4/6. They're usually around April vacation.
Yep.
I hate field and facility requests.
I know.
Just scheduling
So
is
we have a motion, we have a second, correct?
Yep.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? 7-0.
And we're gonna table the Wednesdays
Wednesday.
till we get, okay. Are you gonna reach out to them too?
I'll reach out to
To
Marissa,
both
yeah.
Plex, okay.
Bob, is this feeling like a Board of Selectmen meeting right now?
This is the
They're
worst
usually not
part.
this
The
long.
scheduling is such a
We
headache.
were along last night. 10 o'clock.
Alright, and then up next, we have the Bobcats baseball for-profit. The application is, let's see, date on, any dates on?
I thought I circled them on there for you.
329.
Yeah, they're all at the bottom.
329 to 517, no, 329, 330.
4/6,
413,
4/13.
510, 517, and then there was another night added.
Yeah,
Well, actually, it was just, it was
329.
additional 329.
4
I
hours.
had put 4-hour blocks in here, because that's how I thought we were doing it, but if it's by day, then it'll just be for the whole day.
Okay.
For all of these. And, you know, I'm obviously the president of baseball, so I know I'll work out schedule.
okay.
Yeah, and I'll just move stuff around with these guys, so, and they're well aware that rec trumps this stuff, so.
We have the, file, you know, when that's
Yeah.
valid till.
Another note about
It expires 3/12/20, expired 3/12/25,
think you
but I
sent
think
one.
we got it in.
yeah, I sent
Yeah,
another one.
you sent it in.
Yeah.
Have it back here.
So I had about 15 parents from Bobcats come and help clean up
They're good.
Jeff Lane this weekend. They helped put up the batting cages. They spent several hours out there with us, helping us getting the field cleaned up. So definitely good stewards of the field.
All right, can we get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Bobcats baseball dates.
Second?
I'll second.
Any other conversation? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
I'll abstain.
That's 601. And Andy, assuming you will run point on that.
Yeah, I'll get the
Okay.
stuff together and get it over to Kim.
Alright, thank you. Alright, so moving on to new business. We've already done the positions. So up next is the Spirit of Litchfield, is requesting $650 out of their account for the Easter scavenger hunt.
They said they may not need it all,
Right.
and I've seen their donation request, and it looks like a lot of it's being filled, so they probably won't need it all, but they wanted to make sure they had it, just in case, so.
So entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll make a
make a
motion
mo-
to approve the Spirit of Litchfield, $650 for the Easter egg scavenger hunt.
Second?
Second.
Any other conversation? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained?
I guess Peterson
Peter will
abstained.
abstain. Okay,
Peter.
0-1.
Not present.
that's a 601. I will let the Spirit of Litchfield know.
I think we just talked about the submitting field use, you'll
Yes.
submit that, so.
Yep, so, yeah. The tennis courts, so we have the new net, so I was walking the dog down there, on Saturday, nice day out. There's two guys in town that use those courts just about every day.
As soon as they're clear of snow, people are playing pickleball on them too.
Yeah, they were out there, they were using duct tape, taping the old nets up and stuff. So we got the new nets, that need to go up. They were thrilled to know that we have those new nets. The courts, as always, need some TLC with, the leaf
leaf blowing.
and stick pickup and everything too. So we need to find a day to do that. I know
Spraying the cracks so the grass doesn't grow knee-high in the courts.
pickleball can do that when they're
Yeah.
so we need to find a day to do that. I know this Saturday's committed down at Dara.
Yeah.
I don't know what schedules look like. Find the time
Yeah, I can go over there with you with the leaf blower too
not-
and help
yeah.
put up the nets.
The nets are actually fairly easy to put up
Yeah.
and take down. I would recommend taking the old ones down, then clearing the leaves and then putting the new ones up, just so it's easier to get the
Yeah.
leaves out of the court.
And bring some WD-40 for the ratchets. They always
Yeah,
kind of bind up.
They usually work pretty well when I'm there, but yeah, I always
I
got
usually
WD-40
give 'em a
in my
spray.
truck. Um, I could target the 5th.
Yeah, that's fine.
We really only need 2 people for that.
It shouldn't take more than an hour or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 5th, I'm around too.
Anybody who wants to come down and help clear leaves,
On the
feel
5th?
free.
Yep.
You just let us reach out with a time.
Yep. Okay. And then the down tree at Parker Park?
Yeah, I don't know if everybody saw that work order that went through. I guess this is a pretty big one. Conservation's gonna try working on it. And then there was another one, then Joan McGibbon and her husband took care of whatever it was. But the tree at Parker Park, there was a picture of it. It's pretty big.
So somebody is working on that one?
Conservation put it in and they're down there quite a bit, taking care of it. Like, it's our property, but they maintain it more than,
Yeah.
Okay.
than we do. I don't know why we should look into the deed. We deed it to them. I have a copy somewhere and whoever left the property said it would have to be used for like a playground and there's no way you can get a playground down at Parker Park. It's all, stream. So it might be something that we could look into, I don't know how you do that with a deed and pass it on to them, but they're the ones who put in the bridges down there and really take good care of it. We can't really run anything other than the fishing derby down there with them.
Right.
But there's a fairly big tree that fell down that'll have to be taken care of before the fishing derby.
Was there some tree down too at the boat launch?
I thought they did that
thought-
last fall.
I thought you raked the beach, right, this weekend?
At Dara.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dara.
At Dara, not
Oh, at the boat launch. Maybe it was the boat launch. Yeah, it was the boat launch. Sorry, Parker Park, not
Okay.
Parker Park. Parker Park, whatever was there, Joan and her husband took care of. The boat launch is where they're so large.
trees.
And that's not open yet. Fire department will let us know, so.
I mean, the way that river's moving right now, I don't think
It's
it's gonna be
crazy.
open
No.
for a while.
No.
All the snow melt and rain we've had, so.
So the minutes are wrong. It's the river access.
All right, moving on to old business, the floor repair for Talent Hall. So I have reached out to one company, as I mentioned earlier, I've reached out to one company that I know here in town, to see if they'd be interested. They are, so I'm trying to line up a date to get down there and have them take a look at it so they can give us a quote. If anybody knows any other companies that might be interested, I'd be happy to, take their information and reach out to them. See if we can get a competitive bid or whatever out there.
What's the scope of the work over there?
So we had the engineering company crawling around on the floor there. They found one of the support beams underneath, closest to the bathroom over by the side door on the right-hand side there. that has, some rot where it sits in the foundation. So it's
Good dig it out.
basically just replacing that one beam, for the most part.
Not
It
bad.
involves getting underneath there and the dirty work. So,
Need very short people, 2 feet or under.
It's been a lot of years since I've been under there.
You miss it?
I didn't miss it.
Is there an update for the shed roof? I know Steve was kinda.
Steve was working on that, and I
I
thought he
don't
said
know if we
this
had a
week.
date, but it was gonna be, yeah, sometime in the near future.
I was, like I said, I was down there this past weekend and they hadn't started anything yet, so I thought he said this week as well. The Roy Memorial Park cleanup, 29th, 9:30 AM, so the target, thing, so the beach has already been cleaned up, that's all set. The target is to do the roof over the heating unit and clean up and spread some mulch around the
Yeah,
playground.
I talked with Tim at Tim's Turf. They're gonna deliver 6 yards of mulch. They're donating it to us. They're gonna do it Thursday. I just have to put out an orange cone. They can't do it Friday, so it will be delivered over by the swing sets there, the big pile of it.
Perfect.
Last year, Zach Gath had donated his trailer for all the downed branches and logs and stuff, and we threw it all in there, and he took it away for us, but it's not available this year.
Okay.
So I did put it out, on a Facebook, I put the whole thing on a
Well, you could probably
Facebook
just take the
post.
tractor off of the trailer and use that.
Use that trailer.
Use that trailer, but then you gotta get the, all right, and dump it somewhere. I guess he chipped it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I believe. But I did do a Facebook post and cross-posted as a resident, explaining, even if you have an hour, to leaf blowers for the basketball court, spreading the mulch, cleaning up trash, cleaning up all the branches and stuff. I figured we would assemble the unit over the heater.
Yep.
And we'll see what the turnout is.
Is that at the airpond right now? The
No, it's
cover?
in
Fire
the cover.
Yeah,
It's at the old fire station.
so someone, you gotta pick it up? Okay.
I'll get it before I come down there.
So-
Do we want the tractor too? Cause I can grab that.
I
at
think
the
we
same
should
time.
do it just in case. It helped with mulch too, just moving it to different areas to get, the mulch is close enough to the swings, but then we took mulch to the bottoms of the slides too, or anywhere that needed
Okay.
to be filled, so I would think
I'll
it would
grab
be
that
good.
then at the same time. Alright, then CHS ropes course, Judy?
So, I got a text yesterday from Ryan Chassie saying he got an email from the high school asking about the cost of removing the ropes course and selling it. So I told him I have heard nothing. The last meeting you and I were at, the budget committee was in favor of it, and Andrew Carter was there in the school, and that we had put all the money into clearing the grounds and everything that needed to be done on our end. And I know you had the bottom line number at that meeting. I told him I would bring it up tonight, but I hadn't heard anything. I checked with Steve Weber, because he worked on the project with me. No one reached out to him, and then I got a phone call from Tommy Anderson and Coach K, who are on a road trip together, saying, hey, what's going on over with Campbell? I'm like, I don't know, because they were all under the assumption this was happening this year. So I guess nobody reached out to you?
Nope.
No. So, I mean, I'm hearing it from other people that it's a no-go and they're looking to get it removed. I didn't want to reach out to the reps Steve and I worked with, so I had checked with him if he had gotten an email, checked with you. So this all just came about recently. So it sounds like, we did all that thousands of dollars worth of work and it's not going to be used. But I'll confirm with the school. I'll CC you on the email. But I think what we want to keep in the back of our mind is if they are not using that, it becomes a liability. Like, we're not supposed to have anybody under that space. So that's something I think we probably need to involve Kim Kleiner and risk management with Primex as to what's the time frame if they're not going to use it to get it down, because we can't use that property. And if the school is not going to use it, it's rec property, and we could use it things, but it's hard for us to keep everybody away from the low area and the high area. And if it's not gonna be used, I don't think it should be just left, left up there for liability reasons, and as things rot, or a tree falls and it all comes tumbling down, so.
Yeah.
But I'll check with the people we were working with at the school, I'll CC you on it.
Okay.
And if they confirm, I'm assuming that's what's happening, but no one has reached out to any of us. But I saw a call come in, and I saw the text, and I'm like, before I read them or checked the message, I'm like, oh God, what's going on, So I'll look into that and find out if that's in fact what they plan to do. But maybe you or Peter could reach out to Kim, and if that is in fact what they plan to do, what would be an appropriate timeline to expect that to come down, and if anything, happens, because it's not being used, they can, they confirm they're not gonna use it and it's not taken down. We just wanna make sure we're kind of on top of it for liability reasons too, but it all passed inspection, all the repairs were done, and all the groundwork was done by us and Kevin, so it's kind of like, all right, why did they want
well.
this done, and now it's all done, and so I'll find out for sure, but I just didn't know, sometimes somebody may have reached out to you, or, so, and that, I couldn't get it on the agenda, because it's just in the last 2 days, so just, we need to know either way, it's been kind of going on long enough.
If we are able to take it down and salvage it, selling it's not a bad option if we can recoup some of the money.
It's not ours, we don't own it.
Oh, we don't own it.
No,
I was
we
gonna say, they would
manage
have
the
to go to
property,
auction
they
site.
own, and so,
So why wouldn't they have to take it down?
they do.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They can't just leave it there. If
Yeah,
they're-
okay.
It's not gonna be in use, and they're not gonna keep inspecting it. But I don't think you were on the commission yet, but Steve Weber and I have been working with the school for the last 2 years,
Yeah.
because they wanted to reopen after COVID. And there was a lot of growth and stuff that had to be, dead trees removed, that took care of all the work, and then, so, I'll let you know for sure, but I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen if they're reaching out to me.
When it comes down, maybe we can put in
So that's why I think.
cross field over there and a soccer field. and let
Yeah,
us
yeah,
go
I
use
mean,
that.
it's usable, it's great usable shaded space or whatever, but we're not supposed to have anybody under it. And there's the low part
Yeah,
on the other end
Full
too, that
courts.
anybody can get on there. So, that's why I think it's a little bit beyond us if they're like, nope, we're not using it, like, I think reaching out to Kim and checking with Primex and risk management and all that, what would be recommended with that. I think we need to be proactive in that and not wait until there's a situation,
Yep, sounds like a plan.
so.
I can email Kim.
I didn't put this on there, but Talent Hall, when I went in for the comedy night, Steve Gannon ended up turning off the heat. It was so hot in the bathrooms. And I know Kim had sent something a while back saying our heating costs are up in there.
The propane, I noticed the propane budget.
Yeah, so I don't know if something's happening with the heat, but it was.
No, it's electric heat in the bathrooms, and somebody
Okay.
must have just
So
turned it
that's
on.
electric. That doesn't run on.
I bet it was cold and somebody turned it on, and then
But
Left it on.
a lot of times in the winter we leave that on high too, so the pipes don't
Pipes
freeze.
don't freeze, okay.
Because
I didn't realize it
probably
was on
just hadn't
something
been
separate.
turned down yet.
So, but speaking of Talent Hall, I do think we really need to think about painting that building. I looked back, I was on the committee that did it, well, it was LGSL that paid for the painting and got, I don't know, construction company to come in with rafters and stuff. It's been over 18 years. But, you pull up there and we just get used to seeing it. There's graffiti all on one side. Paint is faded from green to yellow, and we maintain our fields and our properties so nicely, and that, it's probably gonna look like a bomb shelter no matter what, but I think, whether we look for
Wish we knew a
donations
good
or what,
Painting contractor.
but, like, I asked Jason, I'm like, can you just, cause he's good with the graphics, draw something up and show some, a colonial barn red, or how would it look, but, it really looks, we get used to seeing it that way, but we host tournaments and stuff, and that's how it originally got painted, is Blast was like you know, we
It's
have all these
embarrassing.
teams here in beautiful fields. It is, and it's something that gets such high use, and it's the one thing, and I know it's expensive. I don't know anything about what you do if something gets graffiti on it, but it, I mean, next time you, when, like on Saturday, just like take a look at it, and I'm like,
I think it needs some other attention, before we paint it. It needs to be repointed in a bunch of areas, which is probably what's causing the water to get.
yeah, I
Under
know
that-
that needs to
under
be
that
done.
beam
And
there.
we fixed some of the grates and stuff ourselves,
Yeah.
right, last year where screws were coming loose, but I'd like to see if there's a way we can do something with it. It's just, I mean, the inside
There was a
is
woman that
what it is.
reached out
but-
about painting a mural on one side of it. That might be an
Yeah.
option if we maybe get some.
The graffiti's old, it's not something that's recent. We have the cameras there now. Just something to keep in mind. And it's probably always gonna be a little bit of an eyesore, but we use it so much, I think we can make it look a little better. Try. I know everything comes down to
Definitely.
money, but
Definitely. So we already discussed the fee updates and adjustments, upcoming events, the New Hampshire Fish and Game, the Learn to Fish event is Saturday, April 19th and May 10th, from 9 AM to 3 PM. It'll be held under the pavilion down at Roy Memorial Park with the use of DARA in case of weather.
yeah,
I'm sorry, the use of Talent Hall in case of weather. The Spirit of Litchfield scavenger hunt at Roy Memorial Park and Parker Park parking lots is April 19th from 11 to 1. The fishing derby is May 17th. I don't have a time on when that
I
starts.
didn't know, I haven't seen any times.
Yeah.
And that's Parker Park.
That's at Parker Park as well, yeah. And then, we've got emails coming up, for the month of April, Jeff, and, May, Steve Gannon.
Who is no longer with us.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
But Bob probably needs a little time to adjust and see the kind of emails we get before we
I'll
put
take him
him
for
on.
May.
And quit sending you emails I shouldn't.
Oh, yeah. You'll take May?
I'll take him for May.
I can change that on the master
April, I'll
schedule.
take May,
Sure.
because I'm gonna be away most
Yep.
of
Oh,
April.
perfect. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, our next meeting date is April 8th, followed by the 22nd, and then May 13th. And unless there's any other topics, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Before you do, would you like me to go by and look at Town Hall and see what it might need as far as appointed work done and just give you a rough estimate of a number?
That'd be great,
That would be great to give us a starting point.
great.
Thank you.
I mean, we used volunteers. Volunteers painted it last time, and then someone who owned a construction company in town helped
I can,
with it.
let me know when you're gonna do it. I can meet you over there and point out the area where the engineers thought the water might be coming in on the outside.
By that side door?
By that side door, the
Yep.
concrete post there that comes
Expansion stuff,
down
yep.
to the right of that side door.
Yep.
Is where they think
And
it's
there's several options for filling cracks, so.
All right, perfect, thank you. All right, so I've got a motion, did I have a second? I had a second, okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I
Opposed, abstained?